up next was
Yeah,
the
the
Elite.
elite, the elite.
Uh, so so spoilers. I'm gonna have to just hang out because I have a no Elite rule, and I skipped this
Um,
segment.
so Hairline
So let's
skipped the elite
take it for
segment. So you skipped it. You just fast forwarded it,
the entire thing. Yep.
even though
I
Danielson,
saw.
even though
Yes,
Danielson
unfortunately,
mocks
yes.
Cesaro.
Unfortunately I saw in the middle of it was some Daniel Bryan, and it's really shitty that I had to miss Daniel Bryan. But due to my no Elite rule, boom, sorry,
Shit.
not sorry. So you're gonna have to tell them about this segment.
Damn, tough. That's tough, guys. There you go. That's Hairline. That's his prerogative. So I gotta be honest, the crowd isn't super over, like the elite doesn't seem super over to all these shows lately. The crowd doesn't really react. They react to their song because they come out to carry on away, let's run. So the crowd's like clapping along. They love that. Um, obviously, but again, like, is it their entrance that's more over, as Hairline brought up earlier? I don't know. But really the crowd's not reacting super hot to like the stuff they're doing, man, like to the elite in general. And I just, oh man, I just think that, it's almost like what they're trying to do is recreate their heat with what people want to see with Punk and FTR, is what the elite are
Right,
trying to recreate with Blackpool Combat
piggyback.
Club. But no one wants to see that. That's not who we want to see this stuff happen with. It's
Right.
not what's best for business. And we'll get
It's
into
something.
more.
It reeks of Jericho.
We'll get into, okay, I'm not even going to comment on that, but we'll get into more of the Punk Meltzer Bucks drama. Surprise, what we do on this show and on Twitter and shit a little later on, as far as like, because they have heat going on and there's headlines. We'll get into it more later, but it's just that this is the stuff that should be going on with Punk and FTR, and instead FTR are on Rampage in some weird feud with like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, which I'm scared that Jarrett and Lethal are going to win the belts off FTR. And then we have Konosuke Takeshita being teamed up with Kenny Omega, seemingly, and they're actually teaming up to face the Butcher and the Blade for some reason, instead of like instead of like Yuta and Claudio, Kenny and Takeshita, because Don Callis brought out Takeshita to save Kenny and shit from an assault by BCC and stuff. Um, all of this, I just wish Danielson is the only thing. Mox has heat with me lately. I love Claudio. Danielson's the only thing keeping me like really in love with this. Omega's being serious, which I love. I love. Here's the thing though, Hairline. They had a brawl and they brawled, and it was one of the worst brawls I've ever seen in my life. I really wish you watched this because Claudio no sold the Bucks. Like fucking he no sold the shit out of the Bucks, bro. He didn't
Wow.
sell
So he. Wow.
nothing. And then
But like, is that even
no,
no
listen to
selling
me,
though,
listen to
or
me,
is that
listen to me,
logical
listen to
rest?
me, listen to me. In the middle of this fucking brawl, Matt Jackson starts hitting his Northern Lights suplex spot where he does the, have you seen this spot where he Northern Lights suplex a guy and then he flips his legs over, and then he picks him up and then Northern Lights him again, and then he flips his legs over and then picks the guy up and Northern Lights suplexes him again? Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. Okay. So Matt Jackson does this spot where it's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, like when someone gives
Yeah.
German suplexes, but he does Northern Light suplexes. You know what that is, right?
Yeah. He's doing a parody of the Eddie spot.
Kind of, but it's like this never-ending Northern Lights suplexes he does. It's
Yeah,
sort of
because he's a mark.
okay, but in the middle of this brawl, he starts doing this to fucking Wheeler Yuta or someone. He starts on the outside of the ring, doing a spot, bro, like a spot you do in like a fucking in a match, you know, like in the middle of this brawl with these guys who have been like beating the fuck out of you, and Kenny Omega tried to stab one in the head with a screwdriver last week, and now they're doing these fucking I was like, man, where? And then you go over to WWE and you see, like, you watch Raw or whatever, and you see the brawls they're having with fucking the Usos and fucking LWO and shit, and you're like, dude, there's just levels to this shit, you know what I mean? And you see Cesaro sitting there like no selling the Bucks, and you just see in his face like, I really am doing this. Like, I don't know, man. To me it just
well, you know what,
I hate to hate the Bucks like that, but it's just when you do shit. Sorry, you go ahead.
All you did was confirm that I'm glad I have my no elite rule. That's all this is good.
It was just so fucking. Oh man,
Cesaro's just gonna boo face the whole time.
And it's just like Wheeler Yuta, like, bro, like, make a junior heavyweight division and have this guy fucking having matches with.
None of you are from Blackpool.
Yeah, none of you are from Blackpool. Like, change the name of the club. Change the name. Just call it something else. Combat Club. Like, come on, you guys. Just call it Moxley. Call it Blood.
Yeah, Moxley would definitely have blood in the name.
Yeah, dude. Razor Blade Combat Club. Blade Job Combat Club, dude. Anyways, right, man, fucking whatever. I talked about this, I think, too long for Hairline.
Rocky 3. Yeah, no shit.
Balboa Combat Club. Balboa Combat Club. Oh,
yeah, you heard me.